Welcome to Did You Know number 13, where Lana gives a couple of questions that she has and gives you a couple fun facts from the Bible, and I will do the same thing, and then we'll have a question for you. So, what's your first one, Lana?
Did you know Numbers chapter 14, verse 10?
Numbers 14:10. This is when, in Numbers 13, you had Moses sent the 12 spies to the land, the promised land, and then 10 of them came back and gave an evil report, and 2 of them gave a good report. And Numbers 14:10, with the people who gave a good report, Joshua and Caleb, it says, "But all the congregation bade stone them with stones, and the glory of the Lord appeared in the tabernacle of the congregation before all the children of Israel."
Did you know that the children of Israel were going to stone Moses and Aaron because of the fear of the land of milk and honey? Now, some people may know that, but some people may not. And I mean, it stuck out to me. I never really thought about it before, but Moses and Aaron were going to be stoned to death.
Well, and it also shows what they do today. Moses, they're telling the truth. You're going to stone the people who tell the truth. It's just like today, the people who tell lies, they get exalted and they get the mega churches and all the money. And the people who tell the truth, they stone you, so to speak, by breaking fellowship with you, having nothing to do with you. All right, what's your second one?
Okay. Book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38.
Numbers 15:38. "Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a riband of blue."
I wrote on here, and people may not realize it, but God was the first to put fringe on his clothes. The people back in the 60s did not do this first. God was the first hippie. God was the first hippie. He put fringe on his clothes.
Did you know that God was the first hippie? You heard it here first.
Heard it here first. God was the first hippie.
I've got a couple I'm going to do from the Psalms, just because we've been reading through the Psalms in the morning as we're reading through the Bible. So these are just a couple that came out this week. Psalm 49, verse 4. Psalm 49, verse 4. "I will incline mine ear to a parable. I will open my dark saying upon the harp." For those who know, there's in a harmonica is considered to be a mouth harp. It's a harp. It's an instrument called a harp. And there's a genre of music known as the blues, and they use that harmonica or mouth harp a lot. And here is, "I will open my dark saying upon the harp." So what I see in this verse is that David is playing the blues on a harmonica. Did you know that the Bible shows somebody playing the blues, dark saying, upon the harp, on the harmonica? Psalm 49:4. You heard it here first. Our next one, Psalm 56:8. Yeah, this has been one of my favorite verses for a long time. It says, "Thou tellest my wanderings, put thou my tears into thy bottle, are they not in thy book?" God is so concerned with the sorrows that we face, the trials and tribulations we go through as believers, that he keeps our tears in his bottle. That's just a wonderful verse to think about when you go through trials, that God puts your tears in his bottle. They're so precious to him that he keeps them.
And no, it's not tears in my beer. It's not the beer bottle. It's A bottle. There's a
bottle of
country
tears.
song, Tears, and I think it is Tears in My Beer.
I don't know.
I don't think it was beer. Even though we had, did you know, there was, what, beer in the Bible.
There's beer in the Bible, yeah.
But it's not the same Tears in the beer.
No. Our question last time was in the book of Judges, there was a people who pretended like they came from a faraway country in order to keep, and they made a covenant with Israel so that Israel would not destroy them, even though they were a nearby neighbor. I asked for the scripture to show what the name of these people are. We've got both Charles Martel and Lightside KJV gave me the correct answer. It is found in Joshua 9. Joshua 9. So congratulations to those people. It says in Joshua 9 and verse 3, when the inhabitants of Gibeon heard what Joshua had done unto Jericho and to Ai, that's when they pretended to be from a faraway country. So the answer to the question is it's the Gibeonites, and that's from Joshua chapter 9. Our question for this time is, who sucked honey out of a rock? And it's found in the book of Deuteronomy. This is a little tricky, but it's in there. In the book of Deuteronomy, who sucked honey out of a rock?
And no, it was not Winnie the Pooh.
Not Winnie the Pooh. He's not that. He can get honey out of a jar pretty good, but not out of a rock. All right, that was Did You Know number 13. Join us next time.